Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. I have a gorgeous kit to share with you today from Took. It's called Enchanted Elephant. The reason I'm doing this is because, well, my mom loved elephants, and so that's what this is inspired by. And so, yeah, we're going to create this. And so it's Enchanted Elephant, and you know I'm a part of Took's design team. So if you use my code BCDT15, you'll receive 15% off of any digitals that you purchase or handmade items. It doesn't matter either way. So I'll, of course, have all of her information in my description box. Just check that out, and the links will be there. Let's look at this gorgeous kit. Isn't it stunning? Like, the colors are vibrant, and just looking at all the different textures in the paper. Tom said that the little elephant looked like almost 3D. Looked like he was coming off the page, so I thought that was pretty cool. And there's this one. So there's 18 pages for you know, your journal pages, and then there's background pages, and then there's 20 pages of ephemera. So it's a nice size kit. It has everything that you need to create multiple projects, which is fabulous. Like, look at how cute this elephant is, and all it looks like the watercolor trees, and just the imagery is beautiful. I just love it. It's going to be fun to play with this kit anyway. And then this one, more muted tones, gorgeous flowers. I love the outside of this one with the zebra print. That looks very cool. The watercolor trees and all the birds. And then there's this one. I like this. You can, if you have it as a title page or something, you can build on that just the way it is. Pages can be cut. They can be used in other areas. And I've printed everything, even the ephemera, just on copy paper. If I need them thicker, then I'll just back them, because I do have a lot of book page and brown paper and whatever. Aren't they cute? Look at those. They're just darling. And so these are, I'm just saying they're background pages, but I thought they would make perfect basis for some nice large journaling cards, picture, you know, where you can add pictures and stuff. But they're just pretty. Love the colors, the blues. And then there's this one. This one's gorgeous. It's nice and deep, and it's got all the writing in the background with the leaves and the little berries on the leaves. And the same with this one. It has the writing in the background. And then this one, same. Different color, different design on there. And then we get into the ephemera. Let me just move this. So there, so we have file folders. So the pictures from the kit pages are shrunk down and then added into ephemera, which is fun. Big tags. Short pockets. Little puppy there. So cute. And then we have 2-inch circles. I'll back these, and then I'll use my 2-inch punch to punch them out. And then elephant ephemera. Nice journaling cards, tag, whatever you want them to be. Corner pockets. cute. Some big tags. They're just fun. Fun little elements. Postcards. Sorry, pictures upside down. They came out of the printer all willy-nilly, I guess. A couple more postcards. Goodness. Back and forth. These are some tags. Large ones, and then these ones are adorable. I just love those. I don't think I've ever seen that shape before, so they're going to be fun. Coin envelope. Love the watercolor. There's a nice big envelope, and you don't have to keep them as an envelope. You can cut each individual section. This can be a tuck spot on the side of your page. So can this, and then this can become just a single pocket or a journaling card or a tag. And the same with this, right? You can just cut these sections away and turn it into something that you'd like it to be. That's the beauty of all of this. You can adapt them any way you would like to. There's some deep pockets and some little embellishments that can be used. I really appreciate the little extras that come. And these are CD envelopes. And you can punch out your hole, put some acetate in behind or packaging of some sort that's clear so that when you put something in the pocket you can see. And there's the second one. And plus extra little elements, which is great. And then we have some bookmarks. They can be side tucks, whatever you'd like them to be. Altered paper clips. We might do a few of those as well with some ephemera. These are journaling cards that you can fold up. You can add some paper in the middle and make it a little booklet, which is what I like to do. And then there's some journaling cards. So that's the kit. And I'll show you what my plan is to do for today. So I was playing around with some different hinge systems. So I don't know if you've heard of Laura Dennison, but she created this stack the deck hinge system that looks like this, where you have your pages and you slip them on. Like I made some of these, and then so you would slip them on each sheet. This is of course too short, but you would slip them on and then they would become your pages, and then you leave the side open for big pockets and stuff. And then I did this one, and it's Laura Dennison as well. And instead of having them the short bits, if you want to miss that step, because it's a lot of work and a lot of paper. So I know that most of us have a ton of paper, but I thought this would be better. There are other tutorials out there too with people doing this with smaller, but I was looking for something that would showcase my pages the most. So I have 110-pound cardstock that we're going to use. But then I also wanted to show you this. It might be too much, but this one's called the Hidden Hinge binding system. We've all seen this, and I'm sure a lot of us have done it. I was going to do this one, and I thought no, because again, that's where this one comes in. And there's a ton of steps and a ton of paper involved. And so that's where these get put on. Like that's what this one was made for. Of course, because I'm on camera, it's not gonna work. But you would make your pocket, and then you'd sit it on, glue it, and then that would become your page, just like that. And you would do 5 of them because I have 5 holders, and so this would get glued onto your cover, You understand that? Hopefully that's that makes sense. So I didn't want to go through all of that. So we're going to do this one, Stack the Deck binding system. And I will give you the measurements. You just need 3 sheets of paper, which is fabulous. So let me grab some sticky notes. I think that would be best. So the first page is 11 by 8.5, regular normal size, right? So that's your 8.5 by 11. That's the page 1. Okay, your second page is going to be a 1/4 inch shorter. So this one is cut at 10 3/4. Your height will always be the same, depending, like, you know, if your height changes, then of course you'll change that part. So it's 8.5 by 10 3/4. That's page 2. And then your last page is going to be a 1/4 inch shorter than your 10 3/4. And that one I cut at 10.5. If I've done it right, chances are I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're going to find out. So 10.5. That's your page 3. Okay? So I've cut them to the size they need to be, and then I'm going to score them all at 5. They all get the exact same score, and I'll show you what that looks like. Because I did not want to mess myself up. Which, you know, does happen. But let's do that. So you will need a scoreboard or use your ruler on your desk. So this is the 11. So I'm going to score it at 5. Make a nice, crisp line. And if you want to do it at the back as well, which is what I'm going to do because it's 110-pound cardstock, then you're just going to turn it and you're going to score it at 5 again. Just like that. And then I will do the other side. And it just helps break up those fibers. And so there you see your spine. All right, going to do that to all 3 pieces. So this is the 10 3/4. Score it at 5. Turn. Score it at 5. If you want a smaller book, then I've seen people score at 4, but those are for like little books that they're doing. But I didn't want this one, like I said, to be small. And this is the 10.5 one. So again, 5. I'm going to turn it over and do that same score. Turn it and score at 5. So that makes each page even. So all 3 are done. And if you use 110-pound cardstock, then you will need a bone folder or scissor handles, something that you can use to help make those folds nice and crisp. Like, this is such an easy way to create a journal, and it's quick. And so there you see is your spine. Take your next piece. So even though we're doing pages smaller than each other, we still score the same number. And so the spine ends up going down by 1/4 inch each time. And then there's the second one, so that'll go inside that, and then this is the last one. But I don't know if you've seen this before. Years ago, I was doing some journals like this, and I did a small one. I don't have it handy to show you, unfortunately, but yeah. And so then there's the last one. So we have, this should be 5. I know normally our journals are 5.5, but yeah, this is at 5. And it gives me a really nice area to put paper on. So this can essentially become your cover, or you can put a cover on, which I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet, but okay. So this is gonna sit in here. And so I'm going to add glue, and I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. I just want to make sure that it's going to stick well. I know with it being heavier paper, it's going to be good. I almost glued the wrong one first. Do you believe it? I believe it. Till I saw. I looked and uh-oh. But if you haven't tried this, I hope you do. Oh, you know what? It's wrong again. That's my biggest one. Ah, Brenda. Oh my. See? I wasn't paying attention. This one, well, I suppose I could glue something on there, but I don't want to glue anything on there right now. Goodness. All right, I just used a wet one. Okay, let's try again. I'm going to add glue to the second one. And just try to make sure it's to the edge. Whoops, not over the edge. If it does, just wipe it away. All right, let's try again. Goodness. All right, let me turn it around. And so essentially what you're looking for, if it's easier for you to hold up, do that. But you're looking to have it centered as best as possible. And I'm not going to press it until it looks even. And I think it looks even. And then just give it a press. Just like that. So either my cutting is lousy or something is not straight, but that's okay. So then I'll just reinforce it just to make sure that glue is in there nicely. Yeah, I just wanted to do a journal that I haven't done like in a very long time, and to show you as well, because you might like this too, and see how nice and flat it lays. And so I'll do this one. I was going to use the 65-pound cardstock, but then I thought no, because I want to put some flips and flaps and stuff in here, and so I wanted the heavier paper. So again, you're just going to, my hands are a little shaky, try and make it as straight as possible. That's definitely not straight. Sorry if my head's there. There we go. So that should be good now. Just get that glue down in those paper fibers. There we go. I'm not looking for perfection, of course, but I do want it to be somewhat even. So there we go. So there is our book. And then there's your gusset, your pages, and it's lovely. So like I said, you can cover it. It's very easy, this binding system. So, but if you want to make it smaller, you know, you can start at 9, then do quarter increments. I like to do 3 pages. You can do 4, but if you know, smaller, then I just tried to guesstimate how big do I want my pages. So if you want them 4, then score at 4, turn, score at 4, right? So there we go. So there's your base, and you can just go from there and have amazing fun with it. I had cut, not those ones, maybe, trying to remember. Yep, these two. I had cut these. They're not the right size, obviously, but they're way too thick. So I might end up using wallpaper or something, but I really would like to use some of these pages. But look at how pretty that is. Is that not gorgeous? Right? Just like that. You know what? I'm going to add it on there. We can, actually, no, I'm not. So sorry. So sorry. I think I'm going all over the place here. 65-pound cardstock. That's what this is. Let's add a little flip inside. So you see the different colors. I don't know if you can notice the different in white, but that's because this is a heavier one. But I'm going to cut this down. I'll show you how I do a little flip. I'm going to make it smaller. I'll just take an inch off, just like that, just to make it smaller. And then if you do this, just remember to add your flips first, whatever it is that you're doing. And then add your paper, your pretty papers. I'm just going to score it at 1. I just want to make sure that it has a nice bit in there, and then when I want to bring it in. So this is what I do. I just put whatever here that I'm doing, and I'll put the score line, fold it, and then decide how I want my flip to be. So let me just bring it over a little more, and then I'll cut off the excess. So this essentially will become the hinge. And so I'm going to cut this off. It can be the same length, it can be shorter. I'm just going to guesstimate, and see, I made it just a touch shorter, and that way you'll still be able to see your decorative paper in behind. Let me get this out of the way. So every page is going to have a flip page. So this will flip out, and it will also flip this way. Okay, so I'm going to add glue to the inside after I'm just going to miter. Just gives it a cleaner look. I'm always nervous when I try new things on camera, so I'm hoping that I make sense. Just had to straighten that a little bit. There we go. You can dress your flips first if you'd like. You know, it's really up to you. So I'm going to add glue just to the inside. You can do your hinges 1/2 inch if you want. I like to do it just a little bigger. But, you know, that's me. Okay, so then this, oops, I'm going to try and make it even. Just like that. All right, so when I turn the page, I just make sure there's no glue. And so when it comes time to put your paper on top, then you won't see that hinge. It'll be hidden under your paper. And then this is free. So you can make another flip up, flip down. I think for these, the one in the front as well, I'm going to do one. Do we have some time? Let's do it. 65-pound cardstock again. It doesn't have to be the same, it can be different. I'm just going to cut 1 inch off. And these strips are good. If you like to keep them, then you can just use them for stamping on, which is what I like to do. All right, so same thing. Oh. Inch. Kind of broke a little bit there. And then I'll just do it here, and then I can just quickly cut it off. And you see, I don't even do a score really. I just, yeah, just kind of guesstimate how wide my pages are, and then fold. That one's a little less, so I'm gonna just do a little more off there. I do like to see the paper in behind. So there's that. So then this one is going to go the opposite direction. So again, just miter the corners. It's just doing a V to the score line. Right, and then this one will go here, just like that. But just adds interactive interest to your pages, which is fun. Okay, let's add some glue without the bubble. Go, just check top and bottom. You can put it to the top, you can put it to the bottom, but now when I put paper, all that beautiful paper can be seen, and so it opens this way and then opens that way. If you have decorative edged punches, you can do that to them. That would look fabulous as well. And so that's a start to our journal. So I'm pretty happy about that. I might end up adding, you can put a Velcro dot. If you use magnets, you can use a magnet. If you have a little magnet and a washer, use that, and then you don't use up all your magnets in a project, right? Which is fun. More economical that way, for sure. All right, I don't know how much time we've been on. Oh, it's been half an hour. So I'll leave it there for today. I'll have to back some of the ephemera and get it cut out before we come back together. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it made sense. If you want to make one of these journals along with me with the same kind of binding, then this is the measurements. And you're scoring for this size, score at 5. Score at 5, then turn and score at 5 again. Okay, I'll put it in the description box. How's that? So then you'll remember and you don't have to keep referring back and forth. So questions, comments, please leave them below. I really hope it made sense for you. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. God bless. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.